Hello, farmers, and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany where, well, let's not ask questions. The three headers for the root crop harvester are on the trailer, along with the sunflower header. The store loaded it. I mean, so don't look at me. I'm just driving it. Luckily, the straps on this low loader hold everything in place. We're getting it back to the farm. How am I going to get it off, you ask? Magic. At least that's the plan. Also, I brought the baler already back. That's ready to start baling up the straw, which we're going to get to the cows in a little while. I will have to possibly buy a bale shredder, as I've been told, but we're going to try giving them a full bale and see what happens. I can still afford a bale shredder. I think they're like about, I think the one I was looking at was like 30 some odd thousand. Dropping our money down just a little bit lower, but we're fine. We got materials to sell around the farm. About a couple $100,000, so we got a little bit of room to play with for the most part. Right now I'm just kind of focused on getting this back. Are you turning up here? What are you doing? Because I kind of need that lane. No, you're kind of, no, don't stop there. Is that going to clip that tree? Yes, that does clip the tree. Traffic. Can you just, no, I'm hitting that tree. Is that just gonna, is that, nope, okay, that'll work. All right, we did fine all the way to here, so I guess I can't complain about not running into any traffic. So here we are, back at the production lane farmyard, I guess we might call it. Starting to pile up some things here. But everything's back here. We'll just, we'll take care of this later on. We also need to be harvesting some canola today. I want to get that over to the production building so that starts making some oil. So when we harvest the taters, we can bring them over to this potato chip factory. I'm not sure what it's really called. Chip factory, potato chip factory, depending where you're from. But yeah, we got to make some potato chips. We're piling up the honey as well. Wow, those 3 beehives are sure putting out more honey. We had beehives on East Vineland. I just don't remember them producing that much honey. But then again, we were just stocking that honey up and then selling it. This here, we're putting it to the candy shop, to the candy factory. I think we're actually going to start today. Let's go ahead and drive the combine up over the hill. And we're going to harvest that canola and get it into the production building. Because the sooner I get that in there, the more oil we will have when it comes time to harvesting the potatoes. Let me put on the beacons here. So we planted this canola last fall. Oh, let me get around the corner here. Thank you. And it's time to reap the benefits from planting this canola. Field's in pretty good shape, but the best it can be for what we do. Once again, we don't do the rolling or the mulching in between seasons. You know what? I think I'll just go ahead and come up through here. Let's drop off the header here. Maybe a little difficult to get up over the hill. Yeah, I really didn't put the header in the best spot, but I think we can attach to it. The pipe is kind of hitting the hill behind. Yeah, okay, maybe not. I think there's a better spot further up the road, but since we have access to the field right here, we should be fine-ish. I turn the header on. So the one thing I don't know is, do we have straw available from canola? Some maps you do, some maps you don't nowadays. And this is one that we don't. That's fine. We don't need that much straw, but if I can get straw as a byproduct right now and sell it, that'd be pretty darn good. All right, so how much oil can we get off of this one field of canola? That's the question. I think it's a 2-for-1. So meaning if we harvest 10,000 liters, we should get 5,000 liters of oil. That's pretty much all I can tell you. That's all I pretty much know. We will have some sunflower oil as well later on in the season. When the sunflowers come ready for harvest, we'll have that to go along with it. I think we'll have a good amount of potatoes. We'll probably have more potatoes than oil. And I didn't really look at the recipe for making the potato chips. It'll be whatever it is, basically. So it's kind of hoping for the numbers to be going. It's a little bit more than this, but all right. We just got to make product, though, right? We got to start actually earning some money around here. That way I can still keep on buying some things. I did want to buy another field this year. We still may do so, depending on how much we can sell. We got canned vegetables and vegetable soup to sell. The candy is, is about ready to be sold as well. I think I mentioned we got like 200 grand in product ready to sell in the next month or so. But by the end of this fall, a lot of our production buildings will be up and running, and then we'll store it and sell it for whatever the best time it is to sell the other stuff. This year we'll start making some clothing because we're going to have a big cotton field. We don't have that much wool, but with a little amount of wool that we do have, or will have, along with the cotton, we can make more clothing with the combined products. And once we run out of wool, then we'll just probably switch over to the clothing factory to take the cotton that's in there and just make it from that. Other productions will get up and running. Well, we already talked about the potato chips. The candy shop is already running. Yeah, all the other productions are actually running, so it's just adding more products to the productions so we have more to sell. We'll be doing parsnips this year at least. I mean, we did grapes last year, but I'm hoping we'll have more grapes this year than we did last year. Yeah, the yield is looking, I mean, I guess it's not too bad. I got to remember that this combine does hold like 20,000 some odd liters into it. So I was just looking at the blue bar to see how much full we are on the combine. But we are getting close to 7,000 liters already. Yeah, can we get 30,000 liters off this field? Not too sure. And the oil production is down in the southern end of the map. Down past the store. Currently, the only thing down at the store, I do believe, is liquid fertilizer. And I'll just stay on down there until we need it again. Kind of wish, though, in that Oxbow grape machine that we have, I think I'll just call it a grape machine because it does more than harvesting. I wish I could unload the liquid fertilizer that's in there. Not sure why we cannot unload from that. I got the same problem with liquid fertilizer on all the maps with any type of equipment. On seed drills, it won't come out. Sprayers won't unload. I'm not sure why. We can unload seed and solid fertilizer from implements, but the liquid stuff for some reason will not. The ICBs will not dispense for some reason. I'm guessing the Lamborghini and the trailer are at the silo currently, which I was thinking, and I still am thinking, that we might buy the grain mill. Maybe not today. Depends on if I sell enough stuff or not. And we can bring that wheat and then last year's sorghum on down and make some flour. At some point, I'm thinking it's going to be on this series. I will do a little bit of the straw pellets and maybe some hay pellets. But of course, we're going to have to wait till our finances kind of even out a little bit and maybe pay off a little bit of our loan. Is it worth it to do the straw pellets and the hay pellets? I've talked about it before, and I've seen a couple comments in that episode where the two people said they haven't done it themselves, but they've watched other people do it. And it's like one of those things where you just say, is it fun to do and different? Yes. Do you make a whole bunch of money from doing it compared to what you would have before? Not a whole much more income from it. The good news is, though, we got a big enough tractor to haul around the promos I think it's called the Promos baler. Do you want to call it a baler? But basically, it picks up the hay and the straw and makes it right into pellets. I think the description, if I remember in 19 when I did, it was the same thing. And there was, you know, the comments I'm reading about it are still the same in FS22. I think it requires like 350 horsepower, but everyone's saying, no, you need like 500 in order to get that thing to run at a decent speed. All right, so we are approaching 15,000 liters of canola. Yeah, am I going to get 30? It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. The good news is we'll be able to fit it all into our trailer and just make one trip on down to the oil mill. Although I guess I wouldn't complain if I had to take more than one trailer, because that just means more oil. I think we're going to be just shy of the 30,000. We are approaching 23. But I don't think I'm going to get another 7,000 liters off this field. But you know what? It's going to be close enough. So we're going to end up with about maybe 13, 14,000 liters of oil off this field, which is not too bad. Let's grab the Lamborghini. That should be it right there at the silo. Actually, if I spin around... and we'll go out down through here. Actually, probably would have been maybe just a little bit quicker going through the cow barn area, but this will work just fine. Just watch out for our sunflowers. Let's throw the beacons on. Went over a few sunflower stalks there. The hills of Tuscany, giving my tractors a run for their money. Up the hill we go, but the Lamborghini's still going to get the job done. I did not know this was going to be a sharp corner, but we can make it. Luckily, there's no traffic coming. Now, this is where I should have came up with a header and started harvesting the field, but we entered where I did. All right, that can all go in there. So that's filling up. Yeah, there's something else I do want to check on is the cows. We should be getting some slurry. That's right, I can't see it from this menu. The milk is what I was surprised at. Yeah, I'm wondering if I should get the dairy or not, because if I'm going to be selling milk there anyways, if that's the best price to sell milk at, if I got to go in there to sell it, I may as well just go ahead and buy the dairy and make something else out of it. Dairy is $6.68. Well, it's currently not the best price. Chocolate Production is offering a good amount, but the prices seem to be all fairly equal. But we'll worry about that at some point. We're not going to be selling the milk today. I'm just trying to think, if they're going to produce that much milk, it'd be kind of wise to get more money from it. Of course, we're going to have to put some money up front to buy the production building. But the old saying, you got to spend money to make money. And that's one thing I definitely have done here, is spend money. If you remember back on Hinterland, actually, I just realized both Hinterland, Hills of Tuscany, well, it's not that big of a thing, but they both start with H. We're kind of doing the same thing, $10 million loan, and relying on our production buildings to get our money back. Although Hinterland, of course, was different. We were trying something different there as well. We were doing the Maize Plus stuff, along with precision farming. And here, we're just doing a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't done yet. without precision farming. I don't know, when I was testing it it feels like a long time ago now, I don't know if they've updated to where the vegetables work with precision farming yet. Of course, I was testing it, trying to do the ridging and all that for the vegetables, and we're not doing that anyways because we got this wonderful planter that is nice and wide. It covers a big area. I think I don't want to say base game, but the one that comes with the DLC, I think the widest drill, or yeah, I think it's like 6 meters. All right, and one more pass, and we got the canola field done. Now, the good thing about the production buildings, as we know, just because the oil mill is at the south end of the map and the potato production is kind of up near the northeastern section, we just got to put the production on to distribute. I don't think any other production building requires oil, so it should only go to the potato production. Of course, there is a mod that we did use and have used before. If there was more than one building that required oil, I could do... there's so many production mods, I don't remember which one it's called. But we can actually prioritize which production building it goes to. The mod I did like using... you don't want to unload in that trailer for some reason? There we go, that seems happier there. Was the factory upgrades mod, but that mod there has caused some issues with upgrading some factories, especially modded ones, where it says there's no more room for anything, and we had plenty of room. Alright, drop that down, disconnect from that. Let me fold up this combine here. And we can go ahead and leave that right in this field right here. Alright, so the question is, what do we end up with? Well, not too bad, 28,000 and change. So now I just gotta drive to the exactly opposite end of the map. So, I know I don't usually have the map on, so I'll show you where we are. We're up here in the northeast, and we gotta go all the way down. The store is right here. We got to drive past the store, over the bridge, and right down here, sunflower and canola oil mill. Okay, we got the beacons on. And once we get a good head of steam going, it shouldn't take us too long to get down there, get that production up and going, and then the next step, we'll come back up, hop into the T8 and start making some straw bales. And we'll give the cows some lovely bedding so they can start producing some manure. And then eventually we can bring that manure to our small BGA here on the farm. Anyways, let's get this delivered down to the oil production building. Just passing the store. And since I don't come down here too often, I figured I'd bring you guys along with. Is that bridge kind of like floating above the water line? That looked kind of weird right there. No, it's definitely in the water. Maybe just the reflection of the water made it look that way. Let me stay on my side of the road. Although I have seen a couple of car accidents, nothing to do with me at all. I was driving along like this and I've seen cars in a head-on collision. Is this the oil factory here? Can't really tell because I think I teleported to it when we bought it. But I do believe this is it. Definitely looks like it. So the question is, where do we drop it off at? Well, we'll drive around the building. And this might be it right here. Let's go ahead and unload our canola. I do love this trailer and the fact that when I tip it, I also got to activate the back door to open up to drop the canola on in. Is that going to collide with that pipe? Is that... I'm guessing not going to find out. Yes, that is collidable. Okay. Alright, let's close the back of the trailer up. And while that's going back down, let's go to our production buildings. While I'm here, potato chips. 5 oil to 100 potatoes. Okay, so that's a good ratio. I may be able to... we may actually have enough oil to get all this done here. If I can find canola oil, there we go. And we'll activate that. Canola oil we will put on distributing. Now, it's not going to distribute, I don't believe, to the potato chip factory just yet, because I'll probably have to activate that. Let me just do a quick scroll here to see. I don't think anything needs oil. I mean, that's candy. We shouldn't need oil there. Grapes, raisins, that's not going to need oil. Yeah, nothing else should need oil, so that should all just go to the potato chip factory when it's ready to. Well, now I got to make the long drive. Actually, you know what? I'm probably going to just go to the store because I'm thinking I'm going to need to buy a bale shredder of some sort for the cows' bedding. So, yeah, the trailer will probably have to stay at the store, but yeah, I'm kind of driving past there, so at least I'll have a tractor to bring a bale shredder back. But it's time to make some straw bales, and then we'll grab the telehandler, I think, and go up with just one bale and figure out what to do. We do have a bale storage area up at the farm, so we can just pile everything into there. I'm just trying to think. The only way I'm going to be able to pick up bales currently is with our big truck and our lowboy autoloader. But one step at a time. All right, our Coon baler. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Bale counter. Yeah, let's change that to 240s. Yeah, we want the biggest ones possible. Yeah, we're not picking up the whole swath. Got to work on that a little bit. I'm not going to worry about picking up every little crumb. Like I said, we're just really doing this just to get the cows some bedding. And I wasn't paying attention to how many liters a bale is on this map. Is it not going to be 9,000, which seems to be kind of the going rate for a straw bale? So next year, this will be potatoes. And yeah, it's going to be 9,000 liters a bale for a 240. And we seem to go up the hill at a good rate, so we're not dropping that much on the work speed. Although we got like double the horsepower that is required for the baler. But as we know, this is the hills of Tuscany. The hills of Tuscany eats the horsepower up quite a bit. In the future now, what we'll be doing is when we're harvesting a cereal crop field, I'll probably have a worker follow the harvester behind us so we get 2 jobs done in one. The Franks are here. We just really haven't talked about them too much. they've been working for us. You've seen them around doing some work here and there. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need this many straw bales for the cows, but at least for a year. But once I start to getting a cycle down for the fields, what we want to do, I know I originally said I don't need to be putting down every crop every year. But, yeah, we all know me at some point. I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyways. But I also don't want to put too much of a workload on us for every season. But the good thing about Farming Simulator is we can control the speed of the day. Yeah, we're only going to have 65 cows in that barn. But they can produce that much milk in the short amount of time that they have so far. And we get 65 cows in there. We're going to do the same ratio that we always do, meaning one male and the rest all females. That's it. You can say lucky guy, but maybe he doesn't think so. Now, for the extra straw, I could put down like a bio-heating plant. But, yeah, I think we'll just pass on that. I'll just sell the extra bales if we need to. Let me guess, you're going to drop right on the path. Nope. Okay. Usually that's what it does, right? When you're doing bales, the baler will drop a bale right on a straw swath or right in the path of the combine if you work in the same field together. But really, this field here was kind of a gift for us because the farmer that owned the field that we bought it from took really good care of it. Didn't need to be plowed, did not need lime, had both stages of fertilization already on it. The one thing I'm still waiting to get me, because I don't check on it often. As you can see, I don't have like the helper HUD up often. But let's see, this tractor here, because we are running that realistic damage system, inspection required in 4 months, current damages got 2. Now, if I don't keep track or up to date on my equipment, my tractors may not start, or my equipment may not even run. So I got to keep track of that. It may get to be too much because it's something new to myself. And I'm probably going to forget about it because I don't have the HUD on as often to remind me. I probably won't get reminded until I'm in a field doing something like, why did the tractor quit? Or why is my implement not working? And it's like, oh, because you haven't inspected it in over a year and it's got damage on it. And it's not just a matter of going up to the trigger and repairing, and it gets repaired in a matter of a millisecond. It takes time. It could take the whole day, it could take only 6 hours of the day, but it takes up time. And the one thing I really haven't tried yet, because I haven't had too much damaged stuff, can I pull up multiple pieces of equipment to the crate and have a couple things get inspected at the same time, or does the game, or does the mod not like that? I have no idea. It may get to be just a little bit too much. I may have to turn it off, but for now we're keeping it active. Okay, so how many bales have we created so far? 14 bales. That's a good amount. Now the other thing we don't know as of yet, and I haven't seen anyone comment about it, we don't have a manure pit that I'm aware of at the cow barn. So it could be like the same thing for the sheep pen on American Falls, to where, yeah, we can put straw in there and they would create manure, but like on American Falls, I could not put a manure pit down. I'm pretty sure I could put a pit down up here. The question is where. That's what it comes down to, is where would I put it. Alright, 15 bales. Let's go ahead and just unload these. Okay, now 16 bales. You know what? I'm going to try to get... I just need another 1,700 liters of straw. So let me see if I can get one more bale here. I think there's enough scrap to do so. Yeah, I'm not too sure I'm going to have enough scrap here. So you know what? Not that big of a deal. We'll get more straw later on. Let me go ahead and fold that up. And we'll turn that off for now. Let's go grab our telehandler, which is right over here. Let's throw our beacons on because we are on a road. Just grab any old straw bale, doesn't matter which one. Let's zip on up to the cow barn and see if they'll take a full bale. Maybe I should raise that or lower it so I can see where we're going. It's kind of strange. I've done some in cab here and there. And sometimes I get into whatever we're driving and it's louder, and sometimes it's quieter. If they take a solid bale, that's great. If they don't, not that big of a deal. But once we get the straw in there, I gotta start seeing if the manure will pile up somewhere. All right, I was told we gotta go into where the food trigger is. It's almost like they know the straw is coming. All right, see what happens here. And the straw disappeared. So we don't need a bale shredder. So that'll save us some money. All right, so now the question would be, because I don't have anything on here. So if I get out of the cab, we can see we got 32,000 liters of slurry. But there's no stat for manure. Now, it must be a thing because it just says straw pellets 0, so it's not showing me manure. So I would actually... I do believe that's just a silo bunker for making, you know, silage. That's a slurry pit. This should be for milk, I think. So if I were to put... a manure pit somewhere. Let's see if it'll allow me to... I'm not going to put one down just yet. So I do want to give it some time, and maybe it'll appear somewhere. It could just appear in a pile or something. Silo extensions, right? If I get too far... Okay, no, that's not the right one, is it? Silo extensions. I was on silo. Need to be on silo extensions. If I get too far... Yeah, it needs to be placed next to a barn. Alright, so it does recognize it. Now the question is... Where would I put it? I can't... You may say put it here, but if I got to get slurry and milk out of here, that would not be a good place. Boy, if I could put it... Really? That's not close enough to the barn? Ugh, it's got to be like that close. I would like to put it like over here, but it's not close enough. I suppose sell this bunker right here and then just plop this down right here. So I get my money for the silo, and then I would have that. We're just going to give that a little bit of time to see if the manure does pile up somewhere in here. I don't want to do it like I did in American Falls, where the manure started piling up inside the pen area. I mean, there's room here for manure just to spawn somewhere. So we'll get a little bit of a time. Let me go back into the stats page, because I want to see how many bales. I think 10 bales would go in here, right? Because that's 9,000. So I mean 10,000. That may hold 100,000 liters, right? All right, you ladies are going to stay in the cow barn, right? You're not going to go anywhere if I leave the door open? All right, I trust them not to go anywhere. Fingers crossed. All right, let me make a trip back on down. I'll grab about 3 more bales. And I'll put them into a stack. And hopefully get them all the way up here and put into the trigger. So we don't need a bale shredder. That's why you try things first, because you never know. No way in heck I'm going to drive in cab with a stack of 3 bales in front. And I don't want to lift the boom up high enough so I can see underneath them, because then they'll be too high. And it may make me just a little bit too top heavy. Rest of the bales I'll probably pick up with the autoloader and bring up to our shed over here. And then it'll be easier to give the cows the straw bales. Well, at least the comment was right about putting the straw here. I'm just trying to see, do we see the straw? I don't know where it's actually showing, like, on the ground for bedding. If anywhere. I mean, we see the TMR, but I don't see the straw piling up anywhere. I was going to say, is this a manure heap? Oh, right here. Oh, so I don't need one. Oh, okay. I know what Johnny X Pro did. All right. So when I saw the door here, I thought this was like just a pass on the way out through here, but that's a way to get the cow manure. All right, so we don't have to do anything. So we can. Is there a trigger to pick this up at though? Like to auto load, or am I gonna have to use a bucket? Well, I'm not seeing an option to auto load the manure. But this say a manure heap, so I'm not too sure if there's an auto trigger to load a trailer. May need a bucket in the future. Well, I guess the bucket is cheaper than having to put down a manure pit. But I did have an option in the fact of selling the silo bunker over here. But now we can keep that. Like I said, I don't really want to change too much around here because I do like the layout of the farm, even though it may seem a little bit congested in some areas, but that's the way some farms are. Let's go ahead and turn that off. And actually we're going to turn this off as well. Let's get back on down to our truck. Oops, straps off. Yeah, it does get a little framey because the autoloader is probably trying to detect what to be picking up here. So, yeah, we had our Wheaties here, so let's go ahead and we're just going to put this stuff down over here. And we'll put it away after we use it this season. Sunflower header is now off. And we'll try to get these facing all the same direction. These will be put into the shed. Well, you can't really see it from here, but over there, you know we've been putting them. So, yep, sugar beet and potatoes. Of course, we can just go by the color. The color of the header is the same color that you see in the PDA for the crop. So this should be parsnips. Oop, I'm walking on air. Let's throw that there for a second. There we go. All right, our trailer is freed up. Now let me turn this on. Container type, all. No, we want to switch over. Why won't you let me switch? That's interesting. Won't let me switch over to bales. Yeah, let's not drive across our sugar beet field. Let's spin this around. Our $1 million-ish cotton harvester. Yeah, this truck could use a repair as well. 3 months and there's some damage to it. So I have to drive around and come to a complete stop to load them. There is a way it should just auto-load without having to stop, but I did it on Hinterland, but now I'm having an issue on both American Falls and here to where I got to come to a complete stop to pick up the bales. I don't remember what I did. I got it on bales, so I'm not too sure, but not that big of a deal. We don't have that many bales to pick up. So let me go around, pick these up, and we'll bring it up to our bales shed. And we'll put that to use. Alright, I think I got them all. Now let's get this beast of a truck and trailer up to the bale shed. We could definitely get ourselves a better truck that's suited for the farm. But I love the truck, basically. And we can get it around here well enough. Alright, so now I just gotta find the trigger for the bale shed. Alright, so let's, yep, interactive zone markers, let's turn them back on. I'm just having a look at the zone markers. What is this where we pick up the bales? Or, no, this says chicken. So that's where you feed the chickens. Is that where the eggs would spawn for the chickens? Possibly. I'm hoping this is the right spot to unload these. Unload side to the right. And they all went in. Perfect. So now, if I want to take them out, open storage dialog. Oh, so they're going to spawn over here? Let me just test this out. Let's just spawn one of them. Oh, no, it spawns it in the front. Okay, so that's just where the trigger is. All right, let's go ahead and pop that back into there. All right, so the trigger is over here, but they do spawn in the front. That's good to know. At least for now. I'm pretty sure I'll forget as time passes. Let's see. Can I turn around here? Yes, we can. I'm going to go ahead and park this up right here for now. As I'm doing with a lot of things, just parking everything everywhere. I'll have to do a farm cleanup in between episodes, moving some things around. How are we doing with the food in here? Alright, they're doing somewhat okay. Let's have a quick look. Have you guys made any solid manure yet? Not yet. Let me speed up time until noon. See if it spawns every hour. There we go. We got ourselves some solid manure. Perfect. And like I said, the manure and slurry are all going to the small BGA down over the hill. But we cannot see the straw in here. It's in here, but yeah, we don't really see it. As for production buildings, we are making some TMR, but we just started that production at the beginning of last episode this month. But we actually have, we already have like 9,000 liters, so that's good. We'll take care of the cows and everything at the end of the month. But for the rest of this month here, I think for field work, we are all set, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think we have anything else for harvest. So, yeah, we got to figure out what to do with these fields. We know this is going to be potatoes next year. The other fields around here, what did I plant here? Red beet. I think I planted red beet there. That is growing rather fast, it looks like. It's a stage ahead of the sugar beet. And let's see, the other fields we got are down here. This is our cotton field, our potato field. So yeah, nothing close to being ready for harvest. And then of course we do have our vineyard, our vines over here, and our parsnips over here. So nothing ready for harvest currently, which is fine. It gives me a little time to get caught up on some things. We will have to take care of our vines, I think, at some point for mulching in between. But currently, yeah, they don't need to be mulched. Maybe next month or so. We will probably sell some products here pretty soon. But the good thing is we don't need to buy a manure pit. We got one. We don't need to buy a bale shredder. So that money we got is what we got. Yeah, the grain mill. Where was that grain mill? Cereal storage? No. Where is that olive mill? What's that? That's the grain mill down by the store here. And I do believe 96,000. So yeah, we may go ahead and purchase this, and we'll get the money from selling up some of our canned vegetables and stuff, and we'll bring this, bring all the wheat down here because we do got a good amount of wheat. I kind of forgot how much wheat we got, but we do got 36,000 liters of wheat, 10,000 liters of sorghum. Oh yeah, the soybeans, we got to sell that in July, and I can't really do anything with that, but that's worth 36,000. So yeah, with that product there, and of course our candy should be selling good in, it does say June, and we are in June. All right, so we'll sell some products at the beginning of next episode in this month. Buy the grain mill, bring the cereal grain down here, get some more productions up and running, and we'll make a fortune, well, maybe not a fortune, when the fall comes. But the cows are all set. I'm happy with that, and the oil's being made for the potato chips in the future as well. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.